I could be walking down the street of somewhere and I could just like ask someone a question. They'd be like, oh my God. I look left, I look right, I look straight. Everywhere I looked, everyone was on their phone. Oh shit, I gotta run. Okay, where's the directions at? It's on the other side of the street. Oh shit, I gotta jaywalk across. Oh shit, it's coming. I gotta jaywalk. You're in the city life, you think it's all convenient. It's so not convenient. In a place with so many people, like city life, you still feel like you're alone. Today I'm going to be talking about why I left Taiwan as an Asian American that lived there for 2 years and ended up hating it. As I casually sip from my mug that was made in Taiwan. There's a lot of stuff online, a lot of videos that talk about why Taiwan's such a great country, why you should go there to vacation, why you should go there to live. But there's not a lot of conversation or there's not a lot of talk about why Taiwan is a place where people would leave. If you're new here, welcome to the Controvert podcast, where we talk about controversial topics. And this one is a controversial and hot take because everyone is saying why Taiwan's such a great country. But now, I hate it. So we'll talk about that. From how I used to love Taiwan as a country to now hating it. Don't get me wrong. When I was really young, I really loved Taiwan. And since I was a little kid, I was always like, I want to live here. How would my life be if I lived here? How would it be different if I was over here, grew up here, instead of being in America? How would my life be different? I feel like it would be a lot better. I feel like maybe one day I would move here because every time I went to vacation in Taiwan with my family, it was great. So I want to start with the first thing I could think of is when I was a kid, I would always love the people. The people would be like, 哎，小朋友要吃什么？哎，不会讲中文啊？哦，你是 ABC 啊？哦 ，OK。你要吃什么？哦，好可爱。But then when I got older, that all changed. By the way, what I said was like, oh, you're very cute as a little boy. You don't know how to speak that well of Chinese? Well, you're ABC, American-born Chinese. Oh, that's fine. You're a cute little boy. And they were always really, really friendly, right? But then, when I got older and I started going there more and more, vacationing there more often, I started realizing there's an attitude towards ABCs, American-born Chinese. Because now I'm older, there's not that much leeway that I have. Now it's like, okay, you don't know Chinese? Are you a fucking retard or what? Like, either you didn't go to school here, well, so you're a fucking idiot when you look Asian and Chinese and Taiwanese, whatever, right? They don't think about, oh, you know what? You're an ABC. Maybe your Chinese isn't that great. So I would ask, hey, what does this say on the menu? I can't read Chinese. But then I'll be speaking, like 我讲中文讲的是很顺利的，就是有点没有口音的那种 ABC. What I said is like, I speak Chinese in a really flow state, like kind of flow, like where you can't really tell I have an accent. Sometimes you can tell, right? I don't know. Maybe you might think that there's an accent there, right? When I spoke Chinese just now, but yeah, like whenever I would talk to like the store workers, the 店员, I'd be like, say, hey, what does it say? I can't read Chinese. And they would be like looking at me up and down like, dude, are you an idiot? And I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta deal with this attitude, you know? And it's crazy because I feel like after COVID, the attitude just got worse and worse because like there's so much isolation that they had as a country. And then it just, not only that, I feel like even the phones, the integration of like phones and like technology into this societal, this Chinese society, or oh my god, I can't say Chinese. Okay, Taiwanese society. Okay, I think this made it so bad to a point where like they don't have that much tolerance and they're not that patient anymore. Or it's also coupled with the fact that because now I'm older, they don't, they're like, dude, you look Asian, you look Taiwanese, you're speaking Chinese with the Taiwanese accent. How do you not know how to read this? Then I started changing it up. I was like, hey, sorry, I'm not from here. I'm from America. I can't read Chinese well. What does this say? Where's the meat? Because I'm like a meathead, right? I need to get my protein. Then yeah, so that changed. Then it got a little bit better. I started saying it like that. Then like when I started living there during like COVID, so I kind of moved over there during COVID, and I was living there from like 2020 to 2022. So I was there for 2 years, right? Then I just still experienced some attitude. The attitude, I feel like it stemmed from COVID, where, as I said, people were getting a little bit more introverted. And I think with how I was when I was a little kid, they were really nice. The fact that I was ABC, but then when I say that I'm an ABC, they don't really look at that as like a high regard. They're like kind of like, oh, you're kind of annoying. And back then, they would want to have conversations with me. This is like in middle school, when like 2006 to 2008. That was when I was in middle school, and they would always want to have conversations. And then I noticed slowly and slowly the integration of smartphones when it got at its height about 2012. That's when everyone started using smartphones more. Like everyone started getting iPhones. I noticed people were not as like keen about like, oh, you're an ABC. Oh, like how's it like in America? And they would ask me questions like as if they were very interested in my life. And I guess you could call that a little bit like entitlement, but I love that. I love that. It's like people were so intrigued by me, and I think anyone would love that. Anyone would be like, oh, I'm getting all this attention. I love it. But then fast forward to COVID 2020, like about 8 years after, it's like, wow, no one knows how to be interested anymore. I rarely got people like the store workers being like, oh, you're not from here? Oh, how's it like over there? Your Chinese is pretty good. Oh, so where do you live now? What are you doing here? I mean, I still got that sometimes, but back then when I was in middle school, even high school, there'd be like a bunch of store owners that would just like know who I was because they were, and I wouldn't say my Chinese even got that much better. My Chinese, I still had like a little bit of an accent, same as how I still have a little bit of accent right now. I think that the people probably just either don't really give that much shits about ABCs, or they probably have more of a hostile attitude towards ABCs now. Obviously not everyone, right? I think it's still overwhelmingly positive, but I think maybe that as more information is disseminated about ABCs, they don't really have that much curiosity anymore. They're like, oh yeah, ABCs are like this. And sometimes ABCs have like bad reputations. They kind of cause shit and they're really loud or whatever. You probably have like some streamers over there like being really loud and just like, oh yeah, here's a daily streams or whatever it's called on Twitch. I forget. But those people who are doing like daily life streaming things, like where they just walk on the road and whatever, right? IRL. Yeah, that's the one. IRL. So they probably look at ABCs a little bit more of a contemptuous attitude now. So that's the first one. I think it's the attitude towards ABCs. That's one of the factors that became a facet to why I left. The second one, it's kind of similarly tied to the first one about like the attitude towards ABCs or the people, right? But I felt like the people over there, it's so strange. I was in Taipei, okay? I was in Taipei with City Life. I lived there for 2 years during COVID. And in a place where there's so many people, I always say this to all my friends, in a place with so many people, like City Life, you still feel like you're alone. And so there's a sense of isolation that you still kind of have as an American. And it's crazy because like yeah, like I could be walking down the street of somewhere and I could just like ask someone a question. They'd be like, "Oh my god." I'm like, not even trying to hit on them. It's like I ask, "Hey, where'd you get that ice cream?" It could even be a couple at sometimes, and then the girl's like, I'm like, "Whoa, the hell? Did you see a ghost or something?" I shit you not. Like this happened more with like couples, and it got to a crazy point where I was just like, all right, I don't want to like scare a girl. Let me go ask a couple. And I just targeted couples. Like whenever I was like, hey, what's that? Or try to want to like have some small talk. Cause dude, like it was lonely, man. Like, yeah, I had a lot of friends in Taiwan, but a lot of the times they were working. And so I try to make like new friends that were just like on the street. I just try and make new friends. I need more like local friends. Cause a lot of my friends were just like American school, like friends that were like they went to American school over there. Like it's called TAS Taipei American School, or KAS Kaohsiung American School. And I wanted to make some actual like local friends. So I think a good way is just like, you know, hey, like where'd you get that food at? I mean, I did make some good friends from that. There's even a time where like I had a conversation with a guy from nighttime all the way to like sunrise. It was incredible. It was an incredible feeling. I was talking to the guy and I was like, dude, I'm really glad to know you, man. This is a really good conversation. This makes me feel good. And he was like, dude, likewise. We're shooting the shit just in Chinese. And he was like, yeah, I really wish like more Taiwanese people could be like this. And like that's why he was more fascinated with like Americans. And he feels like Taiwanese people can't really open up. So they kind of keep to their circle. That's why like when someone on the street talks to them, it's kind of like Japanese, but not as extreme. So when you talk to Japanese people on the street, like they would be like scared as hell, right? Taiwanese, yeah, some people would do that, but not a lot of people, right? Yeah, like maybe if you want to give like a proportion to it, maybe like Japanese people, 90% of the people would be scared, like, oh, why the fuck are you talking to me on the street? Versus like Taiwanese people, it's probably like 60%, right? So yeah, it's strange because like I felt such a isolation there, and coupled with the fact that like again with this whole technology thing, the integration of technology, I think it screwed a lot of it up, because now you have people that are glued to their screen, like even walking, swiping for Instagram or like Line or TikTok, because they use Line there and they, you know, look at things online. But you have people just swiping on unimportant things. I understand if you're using like your phone for business. Oh, okay, I gotta set up this business call. I gotta set up this business dinner. Where's this place at? This address? Then that's a different story. But these people are looking at their phones for entertainment purposes while walking. If you do that in America, it's like, okay, I'm taking your fucking phone and running away. Or like, I'm going to like steal something from your purse or something, right? But over there, it's like they have such little survival instincts that I'm like, holy shit, man. I can't relate. Because like in America, it's like, especially if I'm in a dangerous area, I'd be like watching where I'm at. Like, you know, not even using my phone. I had a girlfriend there when I was living there. After I left Taiwan and then I came back, she came to visit. And when she was visiting, she would leave her phone in the car in like a dangerous place, like in the front seat, on the seat. And I'm like, dude, you gotta, like, this is a dangerous spot. I told you. Like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. So you feel a sense of isolation that like you can't really relate to these people because they don't have those same instincts, those survival instincts, or those same personalities, those same qualities, those same virtues. Because, yeah, like, for example, America, man, right when I landed, when I left Taiwan, I shot the shit with, like, some Mexican dudes. Man, I love Mexican dudes, like, for real. Like, I was just like, hey, yo, Where'd you guys get that food at? Looks pretty good. Is it at the Panda Express? Don't look like Panda Express though. And they're like, oh, no, this is that Dink shit. It's over there, right next to Panda Express. I'm like, oh shit, okay, over there. And they're like, yeah, go get it. Yeah, it's good. It's cheap too. And I'm like, oh, okay. I come back. I'm like eating it. I'm like, hey, this shit bomb as fuck. And the Mexicans are like, yeah. Hey, where are you from, man? Where'd you just get back from? And I'm telling them my story of Taiwan and shit. I'm like, yo, yeah, like Taiwan, I can't even talk to people like how I'm talking to you. I'm like, hey, yo, I'm on FaceTime with my girlfriend right now. And, you know, my girlfriend, as I say a lot of times in this podcast, like we were open relationship, my girlfriend at that time. And I'm like, yo, you guys want to say what's up? Hey, she'll start stripping a little bit for you too. And she starts like doing it a little bit, like she didn't actually strip, but she starts messing around a little bit. And then they're like, oh shit, yeah, fuck yeah. And then they're like having fun with it. Yeah, in Taiwan, you can't do that. Like if you show them your girlfriend and go like, hey, you want to talk to my girlfriend? And they're like, oh, 不要录我. Don't record me. So yeah, it's different. With that sense, I feel like the biggest thing for the isolation part though is the when I'm on an MRT, right? I would want to talk to people. Like this happened back then too. Like I would be able to talk to people on the MRT. I got a couple numbers like that. Actually, a lot of numbers. This was before the crappy age of the smartphone integrations. This was like the golden age, like right before that. Like when smartphones were like the sidekicks, when you could kind of use it for internet, but like it was still predominantly like texting, right? And not using like social media this much. But yeah, I got so many numbers like that. And it was good. But like, look, I'm not like a horn dog. I need to get numbers, right? But like, sometimes I just want to talk to people. I'm like lonely. So 2020, COVID, right? I try to talk to people. I look left, I look right, I look straight. Everywhere I looked, everyone was on their phone. I'm like, this cannot be. And I shit you not, this happens so much, man. I shit you not, if you go to Taiwan or you live in Taiwan, I challenge you. Look at your left, look at your right while you're on the MRT. Look straight ahead of you. See how many people are on their phones. If you want to even, I want to even challenge you even more. Look at what they're looking at. Look, go like, they won't even know you're looking at it. They're so in their phone that they don't understand their surroundings. It's insane. And so when I see that kind of crap, I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of brain rot going on here. And when I see a lot of brain rot, I don't know if this is just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just really critical guy. But when I see a lot of brain rot like that, I'm like, man, number one, yeah, I feel isolated. But number two, this kind of pisses me off, dude. So I'd be like looking, I'd be like checking, and they don't even know I'm looking. It's crazy. Sometimes I even try to test it as much as possible, and I go like, they don't even react, bro. And then sometimes there's some crazy stuff going on, someone yelling, a crazy person, everyone's still on their phone. Like they know it's happening probably, they're too scared to, or they don't want to like probe into other people's businesses, and they probably have some sort of awkwardness, so they just keep looking at their phone, pretend nothing's happening. But the problem with that is like, what if someone's actually having a trouble? Because like I have seen a grandma, like she fell down, I helped her out, no one fucking cared. No one cared. Like I think about that a lot. I'm like, yo, like people struggle, but like no one gives a shit. Like it's like they just keep to themselves, and that is troubling. Because if anything were to happen to you, I don't know if you could count on people like call like ambulance or something. And that scares me. That's like the isolation that scares the hell out of me. Next one I want to talk about is a pretty big one. It's about food. Surprising, huh? Surprising. Like Taiwan food is so good. Oh my God. Yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons I moved there. Oh, you can never get enough of Taiwan food until you start living there. So I started living there, and within the first couple months, I was like fucking eating out all the time. And I was like, God damn, this is so good. Everywhere I go is so good. Can't get enough of this. Then after maybe 6 months, I was like, yo, I'm kind of craving some Korean food. I'm kind of craving some pho. Kind of craving some like Thai food. But the sad part is those places, you have to go to like more of like the actual city area. Because I lived in a place called Nangang. Okay, it's like kind of the outskirts of Xinyichi, which is like, if you want to put it in perspective, Xinyi district is like Los Angeles. Okay, and Nangang is like West Covina. It's like the outskirts of LA. So if you wanted to go to like those non-Taiwanese places to eat at, oh, it's so goddamn hard because like all of the places, like every street has like a million goddamn Taiwanese breakfast shops. And it's it's insane. Like even the street I live on, the street that we have an apartment, it has like one street, right? I'm not talking about just like an entire street that goes all the way, that stretches all the way across like the district. But I'm talking about one street that's just like maybe 2-3 blocks. This street alone has already over 10 Taiwanese breakfast shops. I'm like, holy shit. I got sick of that shit, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. And when I was working there, I was working at ViewSonic. It's a Taiwanese, well, I mean, it's an American company, but I was working at the Taiwan sector over there. So when I was working there, like every time I would have to like go to work, it was far. It's like from Nangang to Zhonghe. It's like almost an hour. Like I would have to take the train and then get off. And then from the train, I would have to take the bus 307. I think 307. Yeah, 307 or 306. Sometimes 985. Crazy how I know all this, right? And then that would get me from Banqiao. No, not Banqiao. I think Wanhua. Wanhua, yeah, sorry. Wanhua to Zhonghe. And along the way, I would like get these like Taiwanese breakfast shops. And dude, oh my God, I would get so sick of this because like I'll be eating that every day. I'm like, dude, for breakfast, do they have anything else? It's crazy. So when you start living there, you start realizing, man, there's such repetition with Taiwanese food. Because like when you're vacationing there, you have all this time to just like go anywhere, like just go like Xinyichi, the heart of Taipei, to go eat whatever, right? But sometimes on the path from like where you live at to work, you just need to get something that's quick. And the only thing that's offered that's quick is goddamn Taiwanese breakfast. Over here in America, it's like you got Subway, you got Panera Bread, you got McDonald's breakfast. And yeah, they have McDonald's breakfast over there, but it's not like at every corner like America, right? Plus, like in America, like you could drive, right? You could drive anywhere that you want to go. Just like the next block probably has like Korean food and Japanese food and Vietnamese food. Whereas over there, if you want to get to those places, those specialized places that have like all these cuisines, you have to sometimes, if you want to go Songsan, like where it has Costco, you have to take a scooter. And that sucked, dude. Like I didn't have a car. Sometimes I would have to take a scooter to go to Costco, get some big things and put it on the scooter. Man, I looked like a bum. I didn't understand what my dad meant when he was like, oh, you see like these old middle-aged men on scooters with like a hat and they're dressed in suits, but they look like, it's like an oxymoron. They look classy, but at the same time, they look kind of bummy at the same time. I was like, yo, I understand what the hell you mean now, dude. So yeah, aside from the food stuff, right? Like that brings my point to the next point, the city life. So as I said, you have to go from like Nangang to Songsan, and Songsan doesn't have a MRT. You have to drive there or take the bus, and the bus takes like a long time, like to get from like Nangang or wherever, right? From wherever to Songsan to like Costco, where there's that like area with all the warehouses, like for example Costco, not RT Mart, the big Decathlon, and then the PX. No, it's all right, whatever. It's like their equivalent of like the Home Depot. I think it is RT Mart, whatever, right? Someone comment below or whatever. Just correct me what it is. You have a bunch of just like warehouses over there in Songsan, and that's like the hot spot to go like shopping for like specialty things. You even have an IKEA there. So to get to that, like, yeah, it's so inconvenient because like you have to drive there, and like in a place where you think it's convenient, where it has like so much transportation, like the bus, taxis, MRT, trains. You think you could get to anywhere anytime. I shit you not. I have to fuck with my phone all the way till it's like drained to no battery, and sometimes I have to go to like those charging points. Not charging point. I think charging point is like a EV charging. No, whatever. It's called charging something. So you get a charging bank from there, like these charging station, these places that give you that like portable batteries. So you have to get the portable charger when you run out. So sometimes I'm like, oh my god, my phone's 1%, and the portable charger, I still need to scan it with my phone to lend the portable charger. I'm like, god damn it. It was such a stress. So like you're in the city life, you think it's all convenient. It's so not convenient. And like sometimes you can't just like take the taxi because you're like living there, okay? Like you're getting Taiwanese pay, you're getting a Taiwanese wage, so you gotta be having something that's like more normalized. You can't just take the taxi everywhere you want to go because it's vacation. No, it's like you're living there now. So because you're living there, you gotta take the bus. You gotta take the scooter. Something more practical. Something not like a special need thing where it's like, okay, you know what, I want to ball out, let me get a taxi, all right, let me ball out, let me get Uber Black, whatever, right? No, you're living there now, so now you have to like embrace in like the normality of it, and then you have to deal with the pain of having to use your phone all the goddamn time. And I hate being on my phone. I hate being on my phone where I have to like keep using it. Oh, okay, Gogoro, let me lend a scooter. Okay, there's 9 of Gogoro scooters around. Let me go look for a Wemo. Okay, all the Wemos are messed up. All right, let me go take a bus. All right, I gotta go look up the Google Maps. How do I get from this bus? Oh, I gotta transfer. Oh, god damn. Gotta transfer from like bus whatever to another bus. Or transfer from a bus to an MRT back to a bus. Oh my god. Thinking about that makes my head hurt. Dude, like it was so not convenient. Like people don't understand, you know what I mean? Like they think like this whole city life is like so convenient, but it's like, oh my god, I don't know. Like it's I hate being on my phone. I hate being on my phone so much. Like, and like when you're walking and looking at your phone, no, oh my god, I get a headache. But sometimes like you have to rush. It's like, okay, bus stop 985, it's leaving in 2 minutes. Oh shit, I gotta run. Okay, where's the directions at? I gotta run, where's it at? Fuck, it's on the other side of the street. Oh shit, I gotta jaywalk across. Oh shit, it's coming. I gotta jaywalk. Oh my god, it's hilarious, dude. Oh, and actually, you know, like you think this is like a special case thing, like where you have to jaywalk and run to the other side. This happens so much. Like all the Asian Americans, the Taiwanese expats that are living there, I think you guys could relate. You guys know what the hell I'm talking about. But like when you have to deal with this all the time, you're just like, oh shit. It's like a war every day. It's a war. You're like on your phone. Oh my god! Instead of playing like a war, like what was it, like Clash of Clans, where it's like a game. It's like you're playing life. You're like, god, I gotta go run. If I miss this, I'm gonna be late for work. Oh shit! My boss is gonna yell at me. Oh, it didn't happen to me. Like I was late all the goddamn time, but. My coworkers got yelled at. I think I got special treatment because they're like, oh, this guy's an ABC. We need like a ABC who's like a engineer as well. So yeah, like we'll give him special treatment because we really need him. I'll get into that later too. Saving the best for the last. Okay, so yeah, another thing with like city life too. even though it's like convenient, right? It also became a bore. And I think people won't understand it until like you live there, because like, yeah, like if you haven't been to Taiwan, or if you don't go back that much, you won't understand it. And when you see these things, you're like, oh, this, it's been a long time since I've been able to do this. Dude, I would go to the night market after work so much, to a point I got bored of it. I'll like walk so many circles, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm bored. Because it's on the way back home for me. And like it got to a point, like, yeah, at first I was like, oh wow, I get to buy so much food for so cheap and just bring it back home and never have to cook. But dude, like all that grease, man, I got fat from it. And you think, oh yeah, being in Taiwan, you won't be fat because the food is so lean and healthy. Dude, there's so much grease and oil. What are you talking about? I don't know what people mean when they say like the food in Taiwan is healthy. No way, bro. Like here, you could go Waba Grill, you go flame broiler. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, people complain about the quality of the meat, but bro, you could get a bowl without a chicken bowl without like sauce. Over there, you have to deal with all the fucking oil and all the sludge from like the goddamn night markets, right? So yeah, like it got kind of a chore to like, everything got very mundane and very trite, to a point where I was just like, it's boring, man. Like, and even if you want to do something other than eating, there's not much to do. If you go outside of Taipei, you go like, this is funny because like I would have like a lot of friends, right? And they would be like, oh, let's go vacation. It's COVID, but we can't leave the country. Let's go vacation. I'm like, where do you guys want to go? Okay, let's go Tainan. Tainan has like famous beef noodle soup. Go there. Eat the famous beef noodle soup. Okay, yeah, it's good. I mean, Taipei kind of has the same shit almost. All right, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go there and just eat. You're gonna go vacation for eating, right? There's only so much you could do, and like you don't have a car. Yeah, you could rent a car, but it's like I don't have my Taiwanese license there. Yeah, if I have to like get my driving license over there, I have to get a card. I have to buy a car. It's like, oh my god, it's a hassle, dude. So, by the way, like when I went to Tainan, I even had like my friend Brandon. He was driving. He had a car. It was still boring. All we did was eat food. It was okay. It wasn't, but it was like, it was kind of the same shit over and over again. You know, like I would go to Jiaoxi, more less populated area, less of a touristy location. Like the common places are like Hualien. The common places are like Tainan, Taichung, Kaohsiung. Like when you go Kaohsiung, you go like what's it called? Zijing, right? Whatever. Zijing, whatever. I don't know. Someone correct me again. But yeah, you go to Zijing, and you get a lot of seafood over there. You see the vibes, the beach, but all of it is really very like similar stuff. When I went to Hualien too, it was like the same shit. Go to like Taroko Gorge, and the beach there. There's a lot of rocks. We play with the rocks, but like this is all stuff that America kind of has. And yeah, there was like some mountains that you can hike, but it's not like activities that you could actually do that are I guess created by man, like man-made structures. Like for example, I mean here like in California, we got roller coasters like Six Flags. We got like, I mean they have like Liufu Village. We got Six Flags here. We got the beach, a lot of beaches actually, and then the beaches you got Santa Monica, right? You also got like a lot of shopping malls. So yeah, these are a lot of things that you could do, but over there, like the shopping malls are expensive through the goddamn roof, and like to get to beaches, if you're living in the city in like Taipei, it's like getting to the closest beach is like Danshui Beach, and that's like really far, you know. Or if not Dansui, it's gonna be like Geelong, Geelong, which is more east. And yeah, I mean, I think it's all the same thing. So like when you go Taichung too, you just eat as well. There's not really much to do. Like I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, in America, like if you travel domestically, there's like so much you could do, right? And then it's like such a cheap price, like going from SoCal to NorCal, and then that's like what, $90, $100 for a flight ticket. You could drive there too. Over here, it's like from going to, I mean, over there in Taipei, from going to Taipei to Kaohsiung, it's about like the same price. It's about like $80 for a high speed rail, and you just go to Kaohsiung. It's very limiting, you know. So yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing they do other than that is they travel outside the country. They go like Hong Kong, which is good. Is it's like you get to go like the other places like Hong Kong in Asia, like Hong Kong, Vietnam, Japan, Korea, because they're so close and it's cheap. Like you just pay a flight for like $200 and you can go there. So that's the only benefit. But like if we're talking just strictly Taiwan, like it's all kind of the same shit of like eating food when you go vacation domestically. I guess like haters will hate and they'll be like, well, like you can't compare America to Taiwan because America's so much bigger. So each state is like a different country in a sense. Whatever. All right. Well, the next one is things that I miss. I think this probably be more personal for me though. I miss my independence, independence of not having my car and not being able to drive. Because I modify my car. I really love driving, right? And just being in my car where I could just like be on the phone with friends, and this way I actually don't feel lonely. Like in Taiwan, it's like a quiet ass train ride. I get off work and I have to be. It doesn't say you have to be quiet, but you feel kind of rude, like where it's like it's all quiet. People are trying to sleep because it's like they had a long day and you're talking on the phone. It's like you can only talk quiet. And sometimes I even still talk to my friends like in Taiwan, and when they're on the train, like they're like whispering kind of. I'm like, hey, are you on the train? And they're like, oh yeah, 你怎么知道? How'd you know? I'm like, oh, because you're like really 小声, you're really quiet right now. And yeah, so it sucks because like you can't really talk and shoot the shit too much, and even on the drive home you're like kind of constrained. It's kind of still work. You haven't gone off work completely yet. But in America, you have this independence. Like once you get in the car, okay, yeah, you have to deal with bullshit traffic, sure. But you get to blast the radio, you get to listen to podcasts with the speakers on without having to like have your headphones in. And you don't have to be like so cognizant of your surroundings, because in Taiwan, yeah, for sure, like it's much safer, but there's still times I have to be mindful of my surroundings, because I'm like, dude, I don't know, like everyone's like so complacent, like they think it's so safe, but what if everyone thinks it's so safe that there's like these people that start doing bullshit because everyone's not aware, so I loved being in like my car. I started missing that. I'm like, dude, I can't even talk to my friends either. Have to be quiet on like the subway, and then you also have to deal with the MRT like people where it's like you don't have your own freedom. Like people are looking at you when you're on the phone too, and then like you're quiet as hell. Like I'm like talking like, hey, I'm just catching up with you a little bit. I'm just talking a little bit like this, but then there would be people like looking at me to see what I'm talking about. Because sometimes, yeah, I use English to talk, and then they would be looking at me. I'm not even being loud. I'm being like this, like very quiet, and they'd be looking at me. So you didn't have your personal space too. So I miss my personal space. I miss my independence, and yeah, in a sense, it was not convenient as well too, like that. I guess segueing into another one that I miss is that like. Is also a personal one, but family. Like I also, part of the reason why I moved there was like I wasn't like fed up with my family shit, but it was more like I liked to be alone because sometimes like my parents would like not know the cues that I just want my personal space. Like just got home from work, I just want my personal time. They'd be telling me, hey, like come down, eat. Hey, how was your day? It's great and all, but then like sometimes I just want to be a little bit quiet. And living there, I love that. I was like, damn, I get to just chill all the time. But then it also made me miss them too, because like I would start like calling them and FaceTiming them. It was like the first time I ever did that in my life, where we would have like uh, at least once a week, right? Sometimes there's even like every day. I would be FaceTiming and calling them. So it was crazy because like I never really understood that when you need separation from your family to have a stronger bond. But yeah, I experienced that, and I was like, yeah, like I would start to notice more things about my parents, like my dad getting more and more bald, and I'm like, oh shit, like he's getting old. I gotta spend more time with him. So that's when it really hit me. Like I gotta hang out with my parents more, you know. So I felt bad. I felt like a little bit, um, and not only that, like to my like I'm the youngest sibling, right? To my oldest, my older brothers, they got married when I was in Taiwan, but I couldn't even come back. Because if I came back, I would have to go back over there and isolate for another 2 weeks. And you can only do that so many times because it drives you mad, like in COVID. So I miss like events too. Like I miss not like the wedding. They both didn't have weddings. It was just more like they did the city hall thing and they had like more of like a family only celebration. Wouldn't even call it a wedding. It was more like, yeah, just like a dinner. Everyone dressed up. It wasn't like a all the family. It was just like, our cousins that live around here. But yeah, I miss those. I miss those family events, and I felt really bad. I still feel bad to this day. Like both my brothers got married. I did get to partake in both of those like mini weddings, and that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Like you'll miss a lot of that, but I guess that happens with anywhere you go. Anywhere you go, um, when you move. Like for example, even if you move from like SoCal to NorCal, NorCal to SoCal, whatever, SoCal to New York, whatever, um, you'll still like miss those events. But I mean, it's much harder when you're in Asia to take a flight, $1,000 flight back just for like you know, an event. I mean, I just recently had a kid, right? And then before that, we had a baby shower. Like my best friend couldn't even make it to my baby shower because he lives in Taiwan now, and he's like, yeah, like, yeah, it's it's expensive. And he comes from a good background. He's pretty ballin'. So like he's not just gonna take a trip, $1,000 trip to come over here just for like a baby shower. He's gonna need like bigger incentive. So yeah, that's the big thing about like just moving away from your hometown. So the biggest thing now I want to talk about that's left is the pay. So the pay, I want to talk a little bit about like what I was doing when I was working there. So when I was working there, I was at like I said, I was at ViewSonic, which is an American company, but honestly, the headquarters is still like Taiwan, right? I mean, they just say headquarters is here, but it was very much a Taiwanese company. I got pretty good pay. It was a lot more than like a lot of my coworkers, and I can't complain, right? But for me, like I am someone who like strives for a lot more and strives for utter greatness. So there's a lot of people who are Asian American and or just foreigners in general. They move over there and they get some bullshit job like teaching English, which is a very, very common thing to do. I always told myself, if I move there, I'm not going to teach English. Fuck that shit. That's like some low level stuff. Like anyone can do that if they wanted to, right? Because everyone in America predominantly speaks English. So you just need like a very basic level of English to teach over there. And very basic level Chinese that then you can teach. I even had like an Indonesian friend. He didn't even know any Chinese, and he went over there to teach English. So I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be one of those guys who like just applies to be like a Hess teacher. Jesus Christ, Hess, the one with the hippos. Cute, man. But yeah, like I say Hess because like when I was young, growing up, like I would see this cute hippo, and I'm like, if I ever like move here and become a English teacher, I would teach at Hess. And I was like, as I got older, I was like, this is stupid. Why would I be an English teacher? What a waste of time. It doesn't develop my career at all as an engineer. So I moved over there as an engineer. It was like a electrical engineering job, right? They call it FAE engineer because I would be working with like the R&D in China, and also conveying things that I learned from them to like all the sales in America and Europe and also Australia, pretty much like internationally. So I was the guy for engineer. Everyone got the info from me, what to do for this product, and it's very hard to find a Asian American or just like someone whose English level is like really good and is able to do like training, because I taught like a room with like more than 100 people. 231 was the max at one point, and it was a lot. Like it's a lot to do. So to find someone who's able to have this ability to talk this long and for a long time and in an eloquent manner, and who's also an engineer, it's very, very difficult because a lot of engineers don't really know how to talk. And plus, like my English speaking skills were really good. I mean, it's nothing to boast, right? I'm just I'm just a Asian American, right? So I mean, any Asian American can do it, but like if they're not engineer, they can't do it. So I had a lot of leeway. So I'm not speaking, I speak about this because I'm not speaking from it from a point of spitefulness. I got paid really well. I got a lot of leeway in terms of like being late, in terms of leaving work early, and they treated me with a lot of respect. So when I saw my coworkers not getting respected, that set me off, yeah, for sure. But it wasn't everything. The biggest thing was like the pay for me though. Still, even though I was getting good pay, it was not good for my standards, because I mean I was getting paid 100K USD a year before I left to Taiwan. I took a big pay cut to go to Taiwan. So I had an early performance review with my boss's boss, the big boss. Because after I talked to my boss, I was like, oh, I might want to leave because like I'm trying to see if there's any pay increase that I could have like within the first year. And then he was like, oh, I don't think that's possible, but you could talk to my boss, the director, right? So I talked to my boss's boss, and he goes like, that's impossible. The context is, I was like, hey, is there any point? I know I'm getting paid pretty well, but like I took a big pay cut here. I'm sure you know that. I was getting paid like 100K USD a year when I was in America, but you know, I really love Taiwan, but I'm wondering if there's any way that my pay will ever be at the point of like kind of close to $100,000 a year USD. But that would only come if I move up, right? And so I was like, is that possible? He's like, it's impossible. And I asked why. Is it because even the directors like your level don't even get paid that much? He's like, yes. There's no way that's possible. And from there, I was like, oh shit. I gotta get the hell out. This was the breaking factor. After all these factors that I just listed, this was the driving factor. This was the last straw. I was like, all right, I gotta get the hell out. I had a girlfriend at the time too. It was really tough because like I had to tell her all this. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving Taiwan. And yeah, she cried. She cried. It was very sad. I had to, like, it was one of the hardest things I had to do. But yeah, she cried. And then I came back, and that our relationship slowly started to die after that, after a year. But I mean, there's nothing I could do because I strive for like wanting like not just like 200,000, but like also going up like even further. Like for example, 300,000, 400,000, right? Like, if I know I'm gonna be stuck in less than $100,000 range, the rest of my life, I would be miserable. And yeah, for sure, like people would be like, okay, but it's Taiwan and the standard of living is like way less. No, man, like the standard of living is not way less. Look, the average pay over there, I don't know if it changed, but the average pay is about like 60K Taiwanese dollars, 60K Taiwanese dollars a month. Okay, so if you do the math for that, 60K divide by 30, then you're looking at about like $2,000 USD. Okay, you have things that are the same price as America. For example, you go to Levi's. Actually, it's more expensive over there if you want to get a pair of Levi's. And it's crazy because I see so many people wearing Levi's over there. I'm like, how do you guys afford this shit? The only thing you could compare is the Lu Bien Tans, the street food. Yeah, for sure. It's like what? Like max 200 NTD, which is like $6 USD, right? But if you go to like, and this is what I'm talking about. If you go like City Links, you're gonna get sick of the food in Taiwan. So you gotta go to City Link or like these 百货公司, these malls to eat like other cuisines. You can't just keep eating these Lu Bien Tans all the time. So you're gonna get sick of it. And you're when you go to like these malls, then you're gonna see that like the prices are very much the same as American prices. It's expensive at these malls, but it's almost the same. So people are like, oh yeah, like yeah, the standard of living is affordable. I'm a Taiwanese and I work here every day and it's affordable. I could get by. Yeah, for fucking sure. If you want to keep eating Taiwanese breakfast every fucking day. Yeah. If you want to go, Taiwanese breakfast is cheap. Yeah, it's like $1 USD, right? 30 NTD. For like a sandwich. Yeah, if you want to eat a fucking sandwich with like barely any meat, be my guest, man. You know what I mean? Or like, here's another thing. Like you either do that or you meal prep. Like you prep your own food, but like you're gonna be cooking food in like a really small apartment, unless you're one of these like rich American, like TAS or KS American students that grew up in these rich households that have like these big lavish apartments. Yeah, for sure, you have a lot of space to cook and you probably have a very, very Americanized looking, modern looking apartment. But if you're not, you have this really small cramped space like how I did. And I was like, fuck, it sucks. And it's not like I come from like a poor background. It's just more like we bought that and we never sold it for like ages, like maybe like 2004 or something. So yeah, it's not really modernized. And like if you don't meal prep, you're gonna be eating this Taiwanese food all the goddamn time. And yeah, that's how you get by for sure. But would you rather do that? Or would you rather like be in America where you have the freedom to like drive to McDonald's, drive to Burger King, or drive to like a healthier alternative for breakfast for like, I don't know, like, I mean, Panera Bread, or like your local bagel shop that sells like salmon with like, I don't know, like a bagel spread or whatever, like, I don't know. I mean, it's so limiting over there. And yeah, I mean, I think when people talk about the standard of living, like they're not really doing the whole math of it. So look, if you have 2,000 USD, you're eating out every week, American price, maybe once a week, right? For like a meal that's like 15 USD. Okay. So if we do the math, 15 times 4, I can't even math right now. So 15 times 4 is about like 60, right? So 60 is nicked down just from eating outside like once a week. But like, yeah, that's not like too bad, right? So you have other expenses. Maybe you go out for shopping. Maybe you have transportation. Transportation is a really huge one. You know, like I would have to spend like on the train, it's about $2 from Nangang to Wanhua. Uh, that's per day, right? And then it's also like per day, like also $2 from the bus back and forth. Like each time is like $1. So that and that's not including like if you go different places like along the way. So I mean the bus, right? You only pay 30 over a set amount of distances, right? And that's a huge amount of distances. Of course, if you go from one side of Taipei all the way to the next side, that's like gonna be what, like 50. But if you go like halfway, that whole halfway is gonna be 30. So yeah, like maybe say for example I'm on the path to go home, but then I get off at like Songsan for your He night market, which is what I kind of did. If I have to get back on the bus, that's another dollar that I have to pay. So this adds up, right? Yeah, you probably think, yeah, it's just a dollar. Okay, so I'm paying like what, $4 a day just on transportation, public transport. And so if you do the math, 4 times 30 days, well, not 30 days, because you know you're not working on the weekends, but if you do the math for like 5 times 4, which is 20, and then 20 times 4, 20 times 4 is like about like 80, right? Then yeah, for sure you're paying like 80 USD a month, and that's just for weekdays. If you go out on weekends to chill and shit, then you got another set amount of charges, and then you also got like sometimes MRTs closed late night. You also got sometimes when there's no bus for a really long time, so you're fucked. So then you have to go and get a cab, or you're in like a really 乡下地方, a really rural area, and you have to get a cab. And a cab is not just like 2 $2 US. It's gonna be like fucking sometimes like $10, right? So these things add up, okay? Like I'm not gonna go down each single thing, but you have transport, you have clothes that are like the same price as American clothes, and if you don't get like quality clothes, you get like night market clothes, which is like 10 USD, like for one piece of garment. It's gonna fuck up like quick. So you have to get like good quality stuff, maybe from Korea, maybe from America, maybe like well-known Taiwanese brands. And then you have like so you have transport, you have the food, you have the clothes, you have all these things, and people don't talk about these. And then at the end of it all, you only have $1,000 to go into your savings. So if you move back to America, your long-term goal, which I see is a lot of these Asian Americans or a lot of foreigners in general, they're like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun, and one day I'll move back to where I came from. They come back home with like $10. That's it, as like their savings that's left. And I'm like, oh, you're fucked, man. You're fucked. You came back with $10 after like 5 years. How are you gonna buy a house, man? You're already like 30 at that point, assuming you graduated from college, right? And then you go to Taiwan right away, and then you're already 30, and you only have $10 in your bank account. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, so that was the breaking factor for why I left Taiwan, the salary. So it's not the most important one. I think it is the biggest one, but I think still all of the other factors added up together still outweighed the pay. So it was everything in aggregate that added up to like why I left Taiwan. But I did mention that like when I was younger, like I really loved Taiwan. Now I grew to like hate Taiwan, right? And I started hating Taiwan because of this, because like all these factors, I had so much contemptuous attitude for Taiwan and spitefulness, and I was just like, I don't want to go back to Taiwan for a really long time. And then when I finally went back, it was because like I had a homies trip, so I just stopped by in Taiwan. I went back after 2 years and then vacationed there again, and then I started realizing, you know what, like vacationing in Taiwan isn't too bad. So yeah, like if you want to ask me now if I hate Taiwan, no, I don't hate Taiwan. So yeah, at the start I was like, yeah, like it's like why I left Taiwan, ended up hating it, but I don't hate Taiwan now. And I think this is pretty important because uh, everyone's always talking about like why they love Taiwan, why you should move there. But these are the harsh realities that like Americans, Asian Americans, or just like foreigners like face if you're not used to the Taiwanese lifestyle. Like these are the real big things. And I talked to a lot of like my Asian American friends that moved over there. Some of them even recently came back because of like these factors I listed, right? Um, they were like, yeah, it's not sustainable. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing over there for 5 years? I was only here for like 2 years. Some people are just stuck. They're stuck in this time loop. They can't get out because they get a girlfriend maybe and they can't leave. And you just have to bear the consequences because now when you come back, you set yourself back in terms of like getting like a house, in terms of building your career, because now people managers are going to ask like, what are you doing there for so long? Teaching English? They're going to be like, fuck, I don't need a guy for this. Teaching English for 5 years? You're screwed, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, for me it was okay because I had my career that was still getting developed. Like I still ended up coming back to my original job as engineer as well. They saw, oh, okay, so you're still an engineer over there. Okay, can we get some references over there? Like my references over there still like meant something because I'm not just teaching I'm not just teaching English in Taiwan. So that still counted as credit for like work experience. And yeah, I'm back to where I was, and a little bit more of a pay raise, so above 100K, and still living it up, and very proud of my life, very very happy with my life, very content, and just something that I could like not look back that much and just like keep thinking over and over. Because a lot of times when I was a little kid, growing up all the way to like I was like after college, I would be like thinking, how would life be if I was in Taiwan? I love it here. Like my life would be phenomenal here. And when I lived through it, now I don't have to look back. Now I don't have to question my life in America. And now I embrace my life in America with so much appreciation and gratitude. And look, like this isn't to bash on Taiwan, right? It's just more like the realities that you would face like in Taiwan, because these are things that people don't really talk about. And this is why we talk about things like this on, like we talk about controversial things on the Controvert podcast, not to rub you off the wrong way, but because these are things that are not as talked about. We're not going to be talking about like some very common things. Oh, why you should go to Taiwan. It's very commonplace, it's very mundane. And I think these are very important things that people should think about when you leave your country for anywhere, not just for Taiwan, but maybe like anywhere of like East Asia or Southeast Asia. When you leave America, and then you think about like when you come back, you will appreciate America more. And maybe it's just like a stepping stone for your life that you need. Because before I went on this, well, I don't say it's a trip. It was more like me moving there, and I moved back. So before I moved over there to live a life over there, I would always like contemplate my life and be like, dude, I'm not happy in America. Like my life would be so much better. And whenever I go on vacation there, I'm like, fuck, like I want to stay here. But now whenever I go vacation there, yeah, I have a good time. Taiwan's great now. Like I don't have that much spitefulness towards Taiwan. But when I get on that plane now I can move forward with my life and not have to look back to Taiwan and be like, oh, I wish I could still stay here. I really appreciate America now. And this, yeah, like I said, it's not to shit on Taiwan. Taiwan's still a really great place. Yeah, like you definitely go vacation there, definitely go check it out. But think twice, like if you want to move there, you have to think about all these factors. And people are not going to talk about this because people are always going to be like very surface level and be like, oh yeah, the reasons why you got to go to Taiwan, whatever, right? We're more real and we speak on a more realistic approach on the Controvert podcast. So if you like what like we talk about here, you like the approach of like the realism and like the no BS, the more controversial takes, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. We also have a community where we support Asian males. So if you're an Asian male watching this and you're thinking about being a passport bro to Taiwan, make sure check out our Discord community where we uplift other Asian males. You don't even have to be an Asian male. You could be a male who's like interested in the Asian male experience and join, and then you could get more information. And there's other Taiwanese people in there that could share their experience of Taiwan. Hope this helped for anyone who is like contemplating Taiwan, or just any Asian Americans that are in Taiwan right now, or just any Asian Americans or expats that are anywhere else in the world that like miss home and just need that push to come back to America. And just when you come back, you have so much gratitude and you can move forward with your life in America. But that's it for today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a sub, give it some love if you want, and also give it a like. And we'll see you guys next time on Controvert Podcast. Peace out.